Folks, here's a sentence I didn't think I would say anytime soon. I bought a box of CD audio recordables. I had to, because here's a pile of CD audio recorders which all only eat these recordables. Not that expensive actually, I thought it was like €6, so that's about, I don't know, $7.50 US. Yeah, it sucks that I need them. So 2 of these recorders are actually Pioneers, so I hope to be able to record on both of these before finalizing the disc, because I want to waste as little disc as possible. I'm also going to try to do the same with the Denon, so let's see if that works. But they may not use the same system. Now, does this have an opening strip of sorts? Yes, it does. Where does it begin? What does it all mean? Do these things ever work? Yay! It's kind of a fancy looking cover. Okay, CD just looks like your normal Philips CD recordable, just with audio printed on it. So yeah, nothing fancy, just green. Don't think there's much of a difference anyway. They just put some, I don't know, protection in there. Let's start with this Pioneer PDR 509. And let me move the camera a bit so you can actually see the Pioneer. So, the Pioneer should now get input from, there it is, monitor. It gets input. Should get input from the computer, and it should, let me see, be playing back to the amplifier. Okay, that works. We're playing YouTube royalty-free music again. Let's put the CD recordable in there. What does it say? CD? CDR? CDRW? It's thinking. CDRW, it says CDR, okay. Table of contents read, well, there's nothing on there. Never really got the point of these, they are just a bit of a pain in the ass, let's be honest. Okay, record level. So actually digital recorders and DACs don't like signals over minus 6 dBs, but then all CDs are recorded up to 0 dBs, so, you know. So, a bit louder wouldn't hurt. Where did I put you before? I think somewhere here, yeah. And let's turn up the volume so you can actually hear. That's a bit much, it's going over. This is quite a dynamic recording. And let's see if it actually will work now. I think I have to press play to record now. Yeah, it works, there's a light on. It's red. Look at this. It's got an actual record light going on right there. So yeah, it appears to be working so far. I'm just going to record this song and then stop this one, get the disc out, put it in the next recorder, see if we can just use one disc for these tests, and then finalize it. I'll be back in about 3 minutes. I just pressed stop and now it says PMA rec. No idea what that means, but that's one. Let's see if we can already play this back now. That works fine, views and everything, so that's great. Sounds good. I would even say it sounds a bit better than straight through the machine for some reason. No idea how that works. So let's see, can I just eject now? Yes, I can. So we have something written on this disc. It's actually barely visible. I would love to show you, but this is never going to work. It's a very fine line. So this one works, as it seems, flawlessly. Let's go to the next one. This one has the stable platter mechanism. So you have to put CD upside down. It actually says so, insert label side down. Same display, CD, CDR it says, same views, it's pretty much the same display anyway. It's a bit quicker, very much quicker indeed. It sees the song the other one recorded. Plays it fine. I may prefer the sound of the other one, to be honest. Let's press record here. And let's find another good bit of music. Ah, that's kind of nice. How's the recording levels looking? Oh yeah, this one only had levels on the remote, it seems. So you can't actually set the level. I do need a remote for this. I can choose my input, digital, analog. But I don't seem to be able to do anything with the levels. Is this as loud as it gets? Ah. So I can't actually play it louder. So we're gonna have to live with this level going to -6. it's just a test. We'll see if it works. Let's get ready to press play here, and let's press. We are recording. Also, nice recording light. I do like these little details. In case you wonder why I'm aiming so weirdly, the camera is actually pointing at me, so I'm trying to look at the screen as I film. But oh, now it's lost it. But yeah, it's got a recording light. So I guess we're recording then. Song's over. Let's press stop, and let's stop it here as well. And here as well, and let's see if it plays back both the recordings now. First the jazz one, and then there's this reggae one. Appears fine to me. Yeah, see how it sounds. Okay, so I prefer the playback from the other one. This one seems to record a bit better. Slightly less overly bassy. Yeah, eject. It doesn't ask me to finalize or anything, so it doesn't seem to be too bothered about that. I guess it's writing the TOC now. Here we are. Nice and smooth. Okay, so let's go to the Denon. I'm really curious if the disc is compatible with the Denon. So the Denon is, if you will, a double deck. Let's use the playback deck first and see what happens. See if it can even play the disc, because this is not the recorder. So it should maybe not be able to play an unfinalized disc. It has no clue what to do with that. Well, it would be nice if it gave it back at least. Well, that didn't go well. Please open before you fuck up. Please open. Okay. That was a bad idea, so now I'm gonna try the other one. Denon, you're no pioneer, are you? Now OPC. I have no idea. Now OPC. Come on, I can do it. Yes, I did it. Woohoo! It's open. So let's not mix these up now. Okay, this won't open anymore. This is just bad software. I hate that. I hate it when it happens. Come on, you can open. Yeah, no, open. Too quick. So here's the one that we recorded. That now, hopefully, yeah, it has a bit more on it now. I will try to show you in a second. Let's put an empty disk in this and see what it does. And I will show you. I'm not sure if it's going to work. But if you look closely around the center of the disk, my screen's very small. I can't actually see. I'm just hoping you can see that there's a ring around the center where the audio has been recorded. Meantime, Denon says now OPC. Still no clue what that means. But I do know it's not gonna work. Disk full, it says when I try to record. So it's either not compatible with these discs, which is an issue with audio CD recordables, or it's broken. But you know, these are not like some cheap off-brand. Of course, they're also made in wherever. But I'm not going to hang on to a recorder or even sell a recorder to someone that's not compatible with readily available discs of a proper brand. So these ones are dead to me. Sorry, not these ones. This machine is dead to me. But now we need to figure out whether I can finalize the disc and whether it works in a normal CD player. And it has this massive finalize button. I'm so surprised that it has all these buttons but no input level. Going to look for the manual in a second. Maybe it's a combination of keys, who knows. Finalize. Final, yes. Dock. I'm sure it's working. Let me look at the manual here. It's the Pioneer PDR-04. They're all service manuals for some reason. It says it's done, so it should play the disc now. Oh, it still says TOC 404. What does that mean? Is it done? It's still playing. Did I? TOC 404. Well, TOC not found. I guess it's finalized. I'm not quite sure. Let's put it in a different CD player and see what happens. Let me take you to my trusty old Philips that I never ever use. Yeah, you can see it, right? Is this thing even plugged in? Yes, it is. I don't really use CDs. This was also for testing a CD recorder that could actually use normal CDs, by the way. It could directly record from tape. It's like a radio recorder. I should definitely make a video on that someday. Let's see. Can you read this? Not much appears to be happening. It says nay. Finalize. No. Should I press something else? Okay, so it's now counting down. I just pressed pause and it's counting down. I do need a manual for this thing. How is this supposed to work? Whatever it was doing is done now. Can I still record? Monitor, it says. So it doesn't go into record. That's probably a good sign. Here we go. Okay, well, that's fine. Here we are. So, 2 working CD recorders. Not too shabby. I only wasted 1 CDR testing that, so that's good too. So I have 9 left, including the one that the Denon didn't use. Good stuff. So yeah, let me try and figure out how to do the record levels on this and everything. I am, if all goes well, I think I just found a download that works. Let me see. Hi-Fi engine was being difficult. Electrotanya seems to work fine, so it's downloading. It's another service manual. I keep that's just service manuals. So yeah, gonna have to do some research on this. But this one seems to work fine. Worst case scenario, I'll get a remote, but at least the recording is very acceptable. And the other one's the same, so 2 working CD recorders. I have good news and I have bad news. I found out the recording level thing. It's got automatic recording level and it's pretty much a limiter. It just allows you up to -6 dBs. So there you go. I wasn't talking bullshit. That -6 dBs makes sense. So they got that right. But no matter how hard you record into it, it will just cut it off. It's -6 dBs. So recording too loudly into this thing will give you pretty much a brick wall limiter, which is... I'm sorry, Pioneer, but just no. So the other one actually is the better option, even though this is a much more fancy machine. But it's, you know, it's just like... You would buy this if you just want a good CD player that also could record. It's not really great as a recorder, except that it sounds really good. So you need to be really careful about how you record with this one. So if you get one of these, make sure you have something that could control your level before the recorder, so you can set it up to just below -6, so it actually doesn't ruin your recordings. That's my 2 cents. I am ripping these tracks with exact audio copy because I'm really curious what the waveforms are going to look like. Because one was obviously recorded using... Okay, that looks healthy. That's the first Pioneer. What was that beep? No idea what that was. Oh, probably EEC telling me it's done. Okay, yeah. So that looks fine. That's not limited. That's recorded until -1 dB indeed at peaks, which is exactly as I set it up. But how about the other one? Yeah, there's your problem. See, all the dynamics are flattened. It's just, yeah. It's alright. It could have been worse because my input wasn't too loud, but it actually does flatten your dynamics. And it stops at -6 indeed. Here's your peak. Here's a peak that went to -6. It's not that flat, so it could be worse, but obviously you can now, because playback is fine until -1. It sounds alright. It doesn't do a horrible job, but it does indeed ruin your dynamics ever so slightly, so you're better off using the other Pioneer. But this one sounds a bit more musical. It sounds like a more expensive machine because it is, but there you go. It actually just limits your recording levels to minus 6 dBs by means of a limiter. So it just goes until there and no further, which is, wouldn't have been my choice. Nothing wrong with like a little knob and maybe a limiter option, like many cassette decks had in the 90s. Did you know NAD did the opposite? They had a car setting that would push everything that was below minus 12 dBs up to minus 12. So that if you were in a car and the car would make noise, the softer bits of your music, the quieter bits of your music wouldn't get lost in the sound of the car. That was a good idea. Anyway, bye!